What is up, guys? Wraith here, Gray Bearded Gaming Society. We are back on our pal Stink, and we got ourselves a couple of upgrades. I kind of had mentioned in the last episode, after getting beaten down by a frog, although it was a close race, it was neck and neck. But I had discussed, like, oh, maybe I'll go ahead and run to the commons now and try to get this stuff done. But instead, I was actually very fortunate to be out here kind of pummeling away on stuff, and somebody showed up and was like selling large banded pieces, and I'm like, I am your man. Let's get this done. Always green. We want to get experience from him. So I bought myself, mostly a visible set, not all of it. I didn't want to plow through, all of the capital that we had managed to save up. But what we did get, I feel, were the more important of the pieces. Like I said, we got chest legs, we got arms, we got helm. Like any good salesman would, of course, he was like, oh, we can pretty much get every spot except for this and this. I'm like, yeah, not too worried about filling in face pieces and glove spots and stuff like that just yet. I mean, we might do that, but I would kind of rather see, once we actually get some traveling around and get a little bit more capital, can we get maybe some items with some stats. I think, when we finally do make it to the commons, when we get out and travel some, try to get some wisdom rings. There's some lightweight wisdom rings out there that are usually pretty cheap. We'll eyeball around to see if there's any good deals on maybe some early wisdom earrings. No, I don't want a frog like that. I want that guy. He's green, but we're going to kill him anyway because now he's just taunting me. Get over here, frog legs. I'm going to have to chew you. But yeah, so like I said, we decided to do a couple of upgrades. We've been merrily bopping along through the swamp and are completely and absolutely missing having that med button. It is, it's just amazing when you spend so much time casting spells. With the paladin, it was, yeah, we really wanted it so we could, recharge faster and do this faster. With a shaman, we're really sitting on our can doing next to nothing. Until we got a big rat that time. So we'll kill him. He should be worth a little bit of experience. He won't be worth much because I know a lot of these guys are starting to green out. By that I mean the rats. We still have to keep absolute tabs for the big named fungus guy because he is not happy. And then we also have to keep tabs out for, of all things, I said that thankfully we have not come across another kobold hunter as of yet. It's just been the smaller kobolds, but since most of those are green, the lessers, I have not even been messing with them to give them a chance to even spawn over here. But generally, like I said, we've been trucking along, doing what we do. We've been pulling, like I said, mostly these guys with the dots. Now that they're mostly even in blue, we have a much better time with them. We had a really solid run where somebody ran by and gave us a drive-by clarity. He gave us the big brains spell, and we took full advantage of that. So, I mean, we're moving right along. We are, finished. Come on. Maybe. Come on. Just, there we go, finally. Alright, he's only green. Or, that blue, so we'll take him. Like I said, we have been, we've been moving along pretty well. So we're handling most of these guys now pretty good. We keep tabs on the evens and the yellows and make sure that we have, the yellows especially, we've been just steering away from those unless we have a full complement of buffs or at least a strong clarity. Like I said, we took absolute advantage of the clarity buff and charged most of the way through 6 with it. Tried to find him again, see if we could just keep it rolling. Like I said, the problem is we get to right about here, and I know that I'm being somewhat aggressive, just trying to knock it out, because at this point I just want to get to that mid. Really? Get out of the tree, bonehead. It will not save you. The long arm with a spear in it. Alright. But what happens invariably is we get right about to this point, and then we get another pull. We try to gauge our pull, try to get a pretty good pull. Ooh, that's 2 fishermen. We probably don't have one of them. It's even. We don't have the mana to engage that, so let's not make any bad decisions today if we can help it. But like I said, a lot of it has been we run out, we pull back a lot of times, especially when it's fresh, back to our little cubby right here. We've kind of actually been staying away, like I said, a little further down. We actually get near Guck, and there's some guards outside of Guck. There's typically a lot of people there. There's some people doing buffs and things like that. So the one time that we tried to do it, it really wasn't a good, really hunting spot because there was too many people in and out. They'd aggro stuff. Other people would just run through and kill it, and it was kind of boo. But we've settled on our buff complement, which unfortunately also will sap our mana. We still go for inner fire, which we still use that primarily as a heal. I don't know. It feels like it's healing slightly more than even our minor healing at the same mana cost. I mean, for a while I was running, I didn't even have the minor heal memmed, to be honest with you, because I was just healing with that, because it actually heals up. Then we go with strength, and then we go with feet like a cat. And a feet like a cat is the one that is killing our mana pool when we buff. Buff with that bad boy, and the mana just goes away. So I feel like we lose, a quarter of the buff timer just waiting for everything to come back. But again, we're trucking along, pretty well. I mean, we've lost the one life. That part sucked. So we've got our large banded male. Boom, 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 and boom. We're still wearing our intestine necklace because nothing like the guts of a fellow troll to keep us company when we're out in the swamp all by ourselves. We're still with the same round shield. And again, we talked about where I got the spear off of Vendor, which was kind of cool. Now, one of the other things I've been looking for out here in the swamp, like frog meat is a myth. I have killed so many of these frogs, and it's just wishful thinking. Unless it's not going to do anything, but whatever. I looked up a quest. There's a quest for some frog meat, so we get us a set of gloves upgraded right there out of town. We're going to try to do that. I believe they're called the Grob Oven Mitts. Nothing spectacular, but, the leather armor base with the saves. We'll try to do that. Again, I talked to a fellow shaman who had, suggested getting the weapon first. I'm not sure if he thought we were totally twinking or what, because he was like, oh, you should get, like the Dark Sea Harpoon or do this. I'm like, yeah. Even with as good as we've done looting the corpse of our own guards, we're not going to be picking that up anytime soon. We'll keep our eyes open. We get a great deal, things like that. So we picked up the spear. The armor kind of fell in our lap. And like I said, when we finally do make it out to the common lands, which I'm kind of back to trying to hold up making the mission on our own. When we first get our nice Spirit of the Wolf, making that our first really huge adventure, way far out of the zone, get Spirit of the Wolf and Traveling Boogie. We'll try to pick up, some wisdom rings out there. Very much. I haven't seen anybody through here doing jeweling so far. We'll check, the ear stats. One thing we'll make sure that we don't do is really go too ham and not have enough money for spells. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, but as you can see, guys, I sit down and do about as much sitting as I do killing. It's just where we're at right now. If I had to gauge our mana pool, honestly, we're only probably somewhere at about 100 mana, I think, because while this won't be the best absolute use of our time, like I said, we're just shy. We'll call it 75, 70, it's a mana. If we cast Feet Like Cat, which is 40 mana, I mean, this is going to just plow through, bam, close to 2 bubbles of our mana. It's the same thing when we go with Drowsy. It's about 20. Our big dot is about 30. So, when we're fighting the bigger stuff, we go through it, pretty quick. If it's something we can't just beat to death. But I do like the dot. It makes sure that they just don't heal back on their own, which has been super handy. And for whatever reason, I feel like it helps with these big guys until we resist, which is, or not resist, fizzle, buzzle, fizzle, whatever. And then we slap a slow just because we can. We're almost out of mana anyway. Pretend we're a shaman and get resisted. So there's resist. I called it. That's what I was doing. I was prognosticating the future. But we are going to merrily keep rolling. Like I said, we made the best out of some buffs. We have plowed most of the way through 6th, even after our misadventure of actually picking it up. We've been looking pretty good there. And we will check back in with you guys here in a bit. I feel like I've been just talking and talking this time around, but at least we've gotten some killing in. I'll check back with you guys here in a while. All right, guys, we are checking back in. So we've caught ourselves another fungus man. We're currently sitting really high up on the wall because, as you can see here, I don't want to have on target. Out of nowhere, apparently I was prognosticating yet again. A kobold hunter came over the hill. Thankfully, we managed to, and I say hill, I mean a little ridge, I guess, right there. Thankfully, we managed to back off and stay away from him. Now, that guy's not as big as the one that we saw last time that ran us all the way back to the zone. But the last thing that we want to do is mess with that guy because he cons even. We haven't had a chance to really experiment. And being what things are, challenge-wise, I'm just guessing that anything that can go from that range of being even to me to being yellow and red is probably going to be somewhat of a tough hombre at this level. So we're going to let him slide until we get either some buffs or, maybe we run into a small group right here just to kind of see how things are going. But like I said, generally this is still, we're getting out there, we're getting a good pull here and there. We love it when the Fungus Man volunteer up front. You know what, we're going to fizzle. That's what we're going to do. We're going to beat up this frog lot. Oh, apparently our little buddy over there is going to be in trouble. So we'll see. They're most likely going to end up coming back our way. So we'll see what happens there. Normal froglocks don't have a trouble with. We'll have to see how big that froglock fisherman is. So we are going to do this and do one of these and stare that way and start to med. Well, wishful thinking that the button was working, but we're going to sit here and try to get some mana back. I think I can handle both of them so long as we get some mana back up and I can put a dot on the bigger guy. Or if nothing else, everything goes sideways. We'll gate. But even gating has been an adventure because it's so much mana. We have to med almost all the way up to full just to gate out. Miss the med button. If you haven't figured it out yet, this is a whole episode about me complaining that this button doesn't work yet. But off we go. I'm going to see if these froglocks come back, and we'll be checking in for some closing thoughts here in a bit, guys. Stick around. All right, so we're back. We did not volunteer for this action, but we were trying to pull something else. This guy got in behind us, so we're going to try our hand at this hunter, apparently. And after this, it'll be, again, another while to recover because we're going to burn off just a ton of our mana trying to fight this guy. And we're doing okay. We've got the slow on him. We've got the dot on him. But he is definitely tough stuff. I said he's conning even, but he is pretty hard hitting, pretty consistently hitting, even with the slow and the dot. I said he is giving us a hard time. Trying to decide actually if we're going to try to run this off or fight it down because we're going neck and neck, and I really don't want to cash in another life here. Yeah, we're out. So we'll end this episode with me running for the hills. Because again, why we're even, we're kind of that neck and neck thing. What concerns me is kind of what always happens down the stretch is that we're going to end up losing that agility. The closer you get to kicking the bucket, the more you lose that. That's funny. I forgot I had Spirit of the Wolf, so I'm dogging this guy. We'll take a couple of shots and see if we can get him running the other direction. So with the dot on him, he at least should not regain any of his hit points. But I don't think we're going to have the mana to maintain this nuke festival either. This one going to work? And of course, he immediately lands a stun. Come on, just get one really good stick on this guy, and he might just start walking off. But that's our problem, is we're not even consistently hit. There we go. There we go. So we're going to end this beat up. No mana. But if this doesn't ding us 7, we'll get like one pitiful little kill, and that will put us right there, which is going to be outstanding. So, our first Kobold Hunter in the... take this, frog. Our first Kobold Hunter in the bag, thanks to So and kiting him off, basically more so than anything else. So, we will regen a bunch of hit points, regen a bunch of mana. We will definitely pick up the level, so next time we check in, we will be level 7. Again, we are so close, it's ridiculous. I think I could turn on level 1 bone chip quest and get this, but we'll call it a night, because it's going to be a while to recover from this one. But there we go, guys. A relatively successful adventure. Thankfully, we actually had the Spirit of the Wolf that we forgot about, which saved us in that particular pinch. But Until next time, guys, hope you guys are still digging what we do. If you are, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. If you're running the challenge yourself, how are you doing? What kind of character you got? How many lives do you have left? Be very safe, guys, and we will see you guys next time.